Hello and welcome to this, the second video for the Villa Lobos 12 and 12 challenge, and we're going to be looking at Etude number 2. There is a free study guide if you want to get hold of it, PDF. That is available from Classical Guitar Rocks. Head over to the website, follow the link, get it for free. It goes step by step through the entirety of the study, helping you learn it. Anyway, let's crack on. This is the introduction to study number 2. And study number 2, as opposed to study number 1, is going to be approached in a slightly different manner for learning. So first off, microstudy number 1 simplifies Etude number 2 into 5 chord shapes. The chord shapes are categorized through starting on the 5th or the 6th string, whether they have an open E or an open B in them, and the shape that they make on the strings in the final sort of 3 notes. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk through the 5 chord shapes quickly, and I will show you how I've used them because they are variations on the various chord shapes. Let's start in with chord shape number 1. Okay, chord shape number 1 is our first bar. It starts on a 5th string, open E, and only the top B and E strings. So this will help you. Why? Because then when you come across a shape that is similar to that, such as this one, you can use the same fingerings and the same left hand combination. Obviously that's the A minor and A major variation. Chord shape number 2 is bar 2. So again, 5th string start. This time it is an open B string that you're going to use to shift on, and it uses the G, the B and the E on the top notes. And again, why is this important? Because when you come across another bar like that, you can come up with fingering that is similar or that you've already learned, so you don't need to keep learning new fingering and trying to figure out and reinvent the wheel. You've already kind of done it. So those are the first two, chord shape 1 and chord shape 2, signified by start strings, 5th, and then the open E or the open B string, depending on which one you use to shift. Both of them use an open string to shift. So keep that in mind. Chord shape number 3. Now this is a compound one. Why? It uses lots of open strings and lots of hammer-ons, so lots of different fingering. So it's actually using all 3 of the open strings there. It comes up again in a similar shape where you come across the E7 shape. Pops up 3 times in the piece as well. So that is its variation. So that is chord shape number 3. There's really generally for that one no shifting in chord shape number 3. Right, here we go to the first compound chord shape. This is chord shape number 4. This is the F sharp minor chord. So we have a full 6-string barre with a hammer-on to begin with, and then some top melody notes. Now, in order to facilitate this, I've done a cheeky little hack. Most people keep it on, but I find it easier to do a hinge bar at the bottom. Alright, so keep that in mind. There are variations to that chord shape. So we have a C sharp minor. And again, you could, if you want to, put a hinge bar in to make it easier to facilitate the pull-offs. So again, it generally has some sort of melody, and it is some sort of full bar for that chord shape. 5. Now, number 5 has 2 variations to it. The first one, which is the one that's in the piece, is left hand arpeggio at the top, and then a half bar at the bottom. It has a variation to it, which is the opposite, where you do a half bar at the top. So we have a half bar at the top, or a hinge bar again, and then we go into a broken arpeggio. Okay, and that actually, that comes up a lot, that shape comes up a lot, C sharp, F sharp, so G sharp, C sharp, it's part of the cycle of 5. So those are the 5 chord shapes. Nice and simple, nice and easily. Have a look at them first. That is micro study number 1. Get to grips with them. They have fingering underneath them. Interrogate it. If you don't like mine, pick your own. That's the best advice I can give you. Right, let's move on to micro study number 2. Okay, micro study number 2. So, because we are in a completely different piece, the learning that takes place is going to be different as well. Etude number 1 was easy because all you had to do was learn a right hand pattern and a left hand pattern. It's that simple. Etude number 2 now combines them. It is the perfect extension of Etude number 1. In fact, there are tons of similarities between the two, but I'll get into that in another video. So, in order to learn it, the first thing you've got to do is you've got to learn each bar on its own without rhythm, just finding the notes. You've already had a look at the 5 chord types. I've put them underneath in the micro study so you know where you are. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through micro study number 1 to show you how I learned the piece. So first things first, just finding notes. So first bar, A to C sharp, E, A, C sharp, E. Just finding the notes. That is the first stage of that. Once you've found the notes and you're happy, you've pulled them off the page, split it in half and start to just get used to just finding the notes. Just get used to feeling them. Just the first half, ascending. When you're happy with that, do the descending one. Make sure that the notes... In some bars, the descending is sometimes different on the repeat, so please keep that in mind. There are 1 or 2 bars where the descending is easier with a changed fingering. That is the first stage. Find the notes, split the bar in half. Ascending, descending. Stage 2, you're going to break that bar up into 5 note segments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're going to focus on the technical aspect of those 5 notes. So in these first 5 notes, it's a hammer-on. You've got to get clear with the 3rd finger. You can't... Make sure it's nice and clear. You then need to go into a half bar. You can see that. With a 2nd finger underneath. Now, because this is such an unusual technique, unless you've played Spanish music, flamenco Spanish music, you probably might not have come across an A major played like this. But it's key to get in the shift correct, so you need it this way. Page 8 of the study guide has a full page focus with pictures of how to do that half bar and what you're looking for the shift. Okay, so first 5 notes, hammer on. Half bar with the 2nd finger on C sharp, string 2. Practice it a couple of times till you're happy. Then you walk on to the next 5 notes. Okay, so here the next 5 notes. Clearly, a shift is the technical focus and getting those fingers down and clear. Now, in all of these ones, I've already made the choices for my right hand and I am practicing those choices. I am not changing. So you practice that, and that's the whole point of breaking it up. So not only just to get the technical focus, but also to make sure that you're practicing your right hand fingerings correctly. So technical focus, you can slide up the 2nd string if you want, or once you've got used to that, you can just jump. I'm going to really exaggerate it here. You will get used to the distance between that C sharp and that A. So next 5 notes. So technical focus, clean pull off, shift. And again, just following your second string down. There's no squeaking involved, so you can actually keep it on. I don't press down, I just slide up and down the string, but with it just ever so slightly in my groove of my finger. And then last but not least, the last 5 notes. And again, it's getting back into that squished half bar position in the second fret, and the right fingering in the right hand. So once you've done that for a bit, you pop a metronome on and you just do. Take a break, because that's quite a bit. That's going to have taken a lot of energy to do to keep track of all fingers. Come back, go back up to stage 1 and you put it back to halves, ascending. And then again, take a break when you're happy with that. Go and grab a cup of tea or coffee or something like that. And then full bar, double check everything. Keeping track of all the notes and the right hand and the left hand takes a lot of energy. So that is why I've broken it up into those 2 stages, or technically 3 stages, but they just repeat. So key things to take away. Learn your fingers without any rhythms, then put it into half bars, ascending, descending, double check it. Then the real learning comes in with a metronome if you can, but if not, first 5 notes, next 5 notes, next 5 notes, next 5 notes, and then put it back into ascending and descending, because by that point you'll have solidified everything, and then finally back to a bar. So it's kind of like a bar, exploded out, back to a bar. Nice and simple, nice and easy. You're going to be doing that for every bar. Now this is just the learning stage, so please don't panic and think you're going to be doing this for the rest of my life. You're not. This is how you learn this, bar by bar. Do not do more than 4 bars at a time, because this is a lot of work. So spend 20 minutes, if it takes you 20 minutes to do the first bar, 20 minutes to do the first bar. If it takes you 20 minutes to do the first 2 bars, fine. If it takes you 20 minutes to do the first 4 bars, great as well. But try not to speed up too much, because you will lose any gains. A bar a day is fine. You're not going to lose anything by doing a bar a day, because you'll have learnt it properly, this method. Thank you very much for watching till the end. I hope you found some value there. We are walking through all 12 Villa Lobos' etudes this year. This is obviously month 2, so it's etude number 2. It's all part of the Villa Lobos 12 and 12 challenge. If you want to get involved and add some value to this conversation, please do. I encourage it. There are already quite a few people that are involved. Loads of videos up on Instagram. Just use the hashtag Villa Lobos 12 and 12. I am giving away a study guide free to all of these. Follow the link now or the link below and grab your copy and join the community. This is a community effort, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.